Alrighty, so in this video, we're going to move ahead and cover step 3 of creating our Spring Data REST repositories. Okay, so let's swing over to our project here and let's move to our DAO package. That's where we'll create our repositories. And I'll simply create a new repository. So I'll say new Java class. And now I choose interface. Make sure you choose interface here. Even though it says new Java class, be sure to choose interface. And the name of our interface is country repository. And so there we go. I have a basic shell there for this interface. Expand this window. And now I can go ahead and get down and dirty and start writing some code here. So I say extends JPA repository. And I give country, comma, integer. And so remember here, country is the entity class and integer is the type of the primary key. And this is basically our Spring Data JPA along with some Spring Data REST that we're going to add on here. So we set up our cross-origin annotation. And we also set up our repository REST resource annotation for Spring Data REST. And we do some small customization here as far as the actual output and the path. So here I have path equals countries. And so by using path equals countries, then it'll expose the endpoint / countries. So let's go ahead and run this real quick and test it out. So my boot app is up and running. I can swing over to my browser. And so I can go to localhost 8080/API/countries. And this will give me a list of all the countries from my database, which is good. So there's Brazil. And then I have Canada and so on. But one thing that you may have noticed is that we also have states and we only want countries. We don't want the states at this moment. We'll retrieve the states later. So we need to kind of modify our application to only retrieve the countries, not the actual associated states for a given country. So I can swing back into my IDE and I can make one small modification here. And I can make a modification in my entity class. So I'll move up to country.java. And what I'll do is I'll make use of a special Jackson annotation called @JSON_ignore. This will ignore the given field as far as providing the JSON data. So here, this will actually ignore the states when it makes the return on the actual data. So @JSON_ignore, it'll ignore the states. So it'll simply give me the countries without the actual associated states. And this is a Jackson annotation. So that's the one little mod here that we had to make to our given entity to only give us the countries. All right, so let's go ahead and run this app one more time and test it out. Just go over here and refresh my browser. And success. So we're only retrieving the countries, not the actual states. So I have Brazil, I have Canada, Germany, India, and so on. So this looks really good. I like it.